Welcome back to RSL. We're in the second semifinals match. That's the second best of 5 of today. We just saw Bly go 3-1 versus Namshar. And up and coming, we have PiLiPiLi versus PandaBearMe. That's a PVZ.
Yes, indeed it is. They've chosen the ketchup and mustard colors. Hopefully someone tells them to remain ketchup and mustard for the entirety of the match. In the lovely red ketchup, we will have PiLiPiLi, and PandaBearMe has chosen for his color the Day 9 mustard yellow. Speaking of which, DrennoC, I need to know, are you a mustard guy or are you a ketchup guy? If you're having a dog burger, which and why? Go. Need to hear it.
I think I'm a little bit split. I'm ketchup when I'm dipping stuff. Ketchup when I'm dipping stuff. I don't know exactly what I dip, but that's my situation with dipping. And then I'm mustard on any, whether it be a hot dog or a hamburger, just because it's got some spices in it. Like a little bit more of Dijon. You got some spice. You got some flavor. Instead of like the solid sugary tomato-ness of what ketchup is in America.
Okay. Ooh, is that some ketchup elitism? Ketchup in America? Tell me about ketchup in the faraway lands that you've been to.
It's just tomato paste. It doesn't have sugar in it. We have tons of sugar in our ketchup.
In our bread too. We've got like the sweetest bread. I took a trip to like Germany-ish, Europe. We went to a couple areas around there, and all the bread was like fantastic and bready and just not very sugary at all. And I came back not realizing this. I came back and I was just like, oh, I had like a sandwich with bread. I was like, man, why is this so sweet? It's like, well, welcome to America. Salt, sugar, and
America.
Speaking of America. Oh, wait, I don't think we have any American players at all. We have spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of our screen. It's the mustard-colored Zerg, PandaBearMe.
Sounded like Cybert a little bit at the end of that. I don't know if you've casted with him before, but that's very good. If it was a poke at me, then I didn't take it as a poke. I don't know. In the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss, the ketchup man. It is Storm's PiLiPiLi. By the way, PandaBearMe is American. PiLiPiLi, of course, he is American.
America. This is exciting.
And of course, PiLiPiLi is the #1 Kazakhstani player.
He is. He is. Got a chance to hang out with him a little bit at BlizzCon. Cool guy. Tall guy. He's tall.
He is,
thin. Yeah. He is
He's
you know those
so thin.
You know those little creatures in the forest that are like they're bugs, but they're made to look like sticks so they won't get attacked by predators? Gotcha. That's basically what PiLiPiLi looks like in real life. And you just have to like bend, like I'm 6 feet tall, but you have to like bend your neck. I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? And he's just like the sweetest, nicest guy. He's like, hey, hi. He's just super nice dude. Awesome. Haven't got a chance to meet PandaBearMe, but hopefully I will at one of the next events. Always cool to cast American players. You don't get too many of them since the tragic loss of Idris so long ago. Yes.
So long. I can remember my grandfather told me about it. Yes, PiLiPiLi is very tall. And I'm 6'3", and I think he was still like an inch or two taller than me. I was still kind of like, whoa. The best thing is when I got to BlizzCon, I'm walking around like, I hope I recognize someone, and I see someone like, I know the face, but the body, that can't be PiLiPiLi. The face is there, but not the body. From all his streaming. PiLiPiLi is the one going for the super quick scout, spots the quick natural base in the 3rd base position for PandaBearMe, and is just saying, okay, cool. I got you right here. I see what you're doing. And PiLiPiLi is the one in the semifinals. That is yesterday. I know, JaKaTaK, you weren't able to see this, but he loves going Charge Lot Immortal.
That's
PvZ.
That is great. That's really cool. Hopefully get to see some nice Immortal action. I haven't got a chance. So when you're designing a game, you're designing a set of rules in which people create the experience. You don't design the experience directly. And so one of the things was the disruptor and the picking up of the medevacs with this sort of idea of, okay, this is how it's going to happen. And it actually happens like that. It's like, all right, cool. With the Immortal, it was sort of this, okay, there'll be this micro involved where you move the Immortal to the front to tank the damage and pull back. I haven't been able to see any of that really utilized to its fullest extent yet. So I'm always on the lookout for something like that, but we do have some double adept action to start things off.
This is how PiLiPiLi is opened up in a lot of games. Very common. We saw in the semifinals also a lot of players just losing these 2 adepts right off the bat, which was never good. They couldn't get damage done, but it's a phenomenal scouting thing. And what I love what we're seeing out of PiLiPiLi, moving the shade forward, but what I really want to see is moving the shade forward and then the adept somewhere else, scouting multiple places at once.
Yep, absolutely. And the adept, strong fighter, good harasser. It's just a great overall unit, has a lot of utility. And it's a nice, safe way to open as a Protoss, especially against a Zerg player. Gonna try to, get the surround on one of the adepts. One of the adepts does go down, and that transport, just barely gets off for the second one to come out alive. But Zergling's speed is just about to get done, and when that's done, this adept may not be long for this world.
Was able to pick up 3 kills, as you guys can see, and force out a decent amount of lings. I'm always unsure if it's worth it, but the players seem to think it is. By the way, we have an Oracle on the way. While all this was going down, a Stargate was placed down. PiLiPiLi loves his Stargate, and an Oracle has a lot of possibility to get behind the main, not only get scouts, but just start wreaking havoc. Hopefully these lings will see it, and the lings may have seen it right there, but there's a nice wall. The adept keeps them out.
Yeah, the Overlord, though, in excellent position to scout that Oracle as it comes through here. So we do see the Spore Crawlers, 3 of them coming down, 1 per base, getting ready for this. But I think that if he goes right for the natural here, he should have a little bit of time to mess about, get some kills. Let's take a look, hoping for somewhere in the ballpark of 4. 2 so far, 3 and 4, and getting right out of there.
Beautiful.
Nice sort of standard amount of kills that you generally tend to get with an Oracle. But he's not paying attention to Oracle, and he almost loses it. 7 hit points in the Oracle. He was dealing with this Ling attack from behind over before, not able to get his pylon, his second pylon, up for long enough to deal with that. The pylon placement really important for Protoss right now, and we see, as usual, as has been the problem since the very beginning of Legacy of the Void beta, actually. Protoss's biggest weakness is the ability to expand on time and to be able to take these outer expansions. So luckily enough, got the free base in the back, but 3rd, 4th, going forward, it just gets more and more and more difficult as the Protoss player to secure these expansions.
SimCity is so much more important for PiLiPiLi and Protosses alike to be able to hold this base. Thankfully for PiLiPiLi, after those early lings kind of got in, we saw a huge round, 15 drones for PandaBearMe to compensate for the 7 lost earlier on. Oracle's still alive, and kind of strangely enough, so PiLiPiLi, last time I saw him on this map, went Void Ray also out of the Stargate. And I saw the Zerg player also go Spire, and I'm always just kind of mind-boggling by that, because in theory, you're like, they have a Stargate, they can make Phoenixes, and the Zerg is like, hopefully I can push out enough mutas before you realize it. It seems like such an iffy strategy, but maybe it's what you gotta do.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely counterintuitive, right? You say, oh, my opponent opened Stargate, I'll go muta. You know, it's definitely not one of those things. Oh, and I love
nice
these
Stasis
plays.
Ward.
Stasis Ward's going to go ahead and prevent some of the income of PandaBearMe for a little bit of time. Inject as well, nice pickup. And going to be moving across the map with some lings, though. Let's check out what we have here for defense.
In the 3rd base of PiLiPiLi, he's got an Overlord, not an Overlord, a Void Ray, a couple Zealots, Stalkers. This time, the charge is not quite there. It's about 10 seconds off. The lings of PandaBearMe are looking to take an engagement, and I believe charge still does a little bit of extra damage on impact.
Double damage.
And double damage, thank you. It does double damage on impact, so if these lings are a little bit too aggressive, charge is going to be done right when they hit. These Zealots kind of could just nullify a couple of them right off the bat.
Absolutely, and especially with +1, let's take a look at the shields, or the Carapace rather. No Carapace upgrades for our Zerg player, so as a result, these Zealots are going to rip through with their +1. As we see, though, not many lings on the way. That was just sort of the beginning force that had been left over, and we do have the mutas coming out. Ooh, interestingly enough, going to avoid for 1 second the Oracle, only to be revelationed, and he's going to scout those Oracles, those mutas rather, yeah.
The Oracle definitely paying off, sees those mutas, and that is all that PiLiPiLi needs. He should be going Phoenixes somewhere along here. Maybe didn't see them. We'll see. But a lot of Lings currently come out. I like those. I like the Archons because the Lings are because you have a surplus of minerals. When you're saving up for those mutas, we can see in the top right there's about 1,000 minerals, 500 gas for PandaBearMe. He's got a lot of resources to work with. A big influx of Lings, and for now, mutas are going to try to pull the army out of that third base, and Lings are going to try to hit the third, and do some damage.
PandaBearMe actually having trouble with larva.
Oh, the photon overcharges in the main. Killed
man.
2 or 3 mutas.
Absolutely ripping things to shreds, but PandaBearMe is actually having trouble spending due to the lack of larva. Just super larva starved this entire time, and with a really big bank. I mean, and ideally in this situation,
the mutas are engaging right on top of the Archons. Archons decimate the forces.
Oh my God, what hits were that? And we also have
the Phoenixes
two finishing up.
Injury.
Oh my God, rubbing salt in the wounds 100% of the way. Oh, this is brutal. Oh, he's just going to leave before the push even gets there. Wow. What a dominating performance from PiLiPiLi there. Just crushing him every step of the way.
12 to 15 mutas. They're so eager to fight. And like, oh, Archon, let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Come on. I imagine mutas is really excited, like, kind of like, here, going all over the place.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
right on top of the Archons, and the Archons just, and just like, yeah, it truly is, like, it's a Fists of Lightning, but completely destroys that. I loved what PandaBearMe was going for. It was thought out super well, but PiLiPiLi just kind of pushes it off, and in the semifinals, actually, we saw PiLiPiLi go 3-0 versus Jon Snow in PvZ, and actually 3 of the semifinal matches, or my bad, quarterfinal matches, were 3-0, but PiLiPiLi to Jon Snow just kind of was like, you play Zerg? Well, I'm the master race.
Yeah, and it's really cool because Protoss has a small representation right now in general in the beta. They're considered the current weak race. And PiLi just helping all us little Protoss players out and be like, hey, this is how you crush a Zerg. Step 1, get some Oracle kills. Step 2, get some Muta kills. Step 3, kill him before you even get to his base. Sending it out there. So we're going to have some serious adjustments here from PandaBearMe as that went so heavily in the favor of PiLi.
PiLiPiLi playing so well in PvZ, and he's the only Protoss I've been seeing which really does a Stargate opener almost every game, and he always either goes Oracle, Void Ray, or I've actually seen him go Void Ray right off the bat a couple times. So he does like that, and maybe it's the idea kind of when we first saw the introduction of the Void Ray, people were like, oh, it nullifies roaches. Even though it doesn't truly do that, it's still okay. I have a little bit of anti-roach here. I can kind of cover my bases a little bit. Maybe if in PvZ, if you're not doing so well, go Stargate.
It was like a motley crew out of this story. It's like, all right, I get 1 Oracle, then I get 1 Void Ray. I wait a little bit, then I get 2 Phoenixes just to clean up the mutas after I've hit them with...